Welcome back to the Gen Z Speaks podcast. That's how you do the intro.
The last podcast of 2024.
The last episode, the 74th episode.
Yep.
We did 74 episodes this 9 months.
Yep.
We started the podcast 9 months ago.
We've done more, but some
Yeah.
didn't make it out of the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
We've done more than ever got released.
Yeah. Just because sound quality or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so we did more than...
Like 80 probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
But 74 were going to be released by this time, yes.
I do want to see how and where we are in 12 months. So that'll be March 30th, I
We
think.
lost 2 subscribers today.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Let us know in the comments.
Why did you unsubscribe?
Imagine they come back. They already unsubscribed. They come back to comment. It was me.
It was... Man.
What was your favorite episode?
Of 2024?
Yeah.
Actually, of the only year that we've been doing this.
Yeah.
I'm just
So
messing
far,
around.
73
I'm
episodes.
joking. My favorite episode?
Yeah, it could be an internal pod. It could be, a guest. Oh, no, actually, what about this? Let's do, your favorite episode for the internal pod, and then your favorite episode for the guest.
I think my favorite episode for the internal pod was the Costa Rica one we didn't release,
Oh,
where I was
okay.
just railing you.
Oh, yeah. Thank God that never got released.
Yeah.
That was just like a roast of Ibrahim.
That was a good one.
That was a roast of me. Yeah, that's
was a
good. Never
good
got
one.
released.
I know.
Okay.
What happened? The audio or
I think
Or-
it doubled.
oh, it doubled, huh?
Yeah, the audio doubled.
Yeah, that would suck, dude. I was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was here.
I don't think you were there. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
He's like, oh.
the favorite guest episode. Dang, I don't know.
We've had a lot of guests.
We've had a lot of pretty good guests.
If I had to
yeah.
count how many guests.
How-
I think that's about 50-50.
Yeah.
No, really? We had 30 guests?
Probably about 30 guests.
30?
I'd say so.
Damn. Hold on. Wait, we should make a graphic with all the guests.
We should make a
Oh,
vision
yeah, we
right
should.
here.
Huh?
Vision board?
Yeah, no, we should definitely do that. Let me see how many guests we had.
Or a picture of us and the guest.
If you had to
Like
guess,
Joe Rogan, how he posts.
Oh yeah, around.
We
Oh,
just-
that's pretty sick. Yeah.
if you had to guess how many guests we had, how many
Like
would you
30.
say? 30 guests?
Yeah, for sure.
Let me see. Let me see. 30 guests. Nah, that's way too many, bro. I don't think we have 30.
yes. We've
Okay,
had a
so
lot of
1,
guests.
2. Does Russ count as a guest? No.
Yeah.
No. Because we had him on for like 3 different episodes.
Yeah.
4 episodes. then.
Jenish and him don't count. I don't think
Okay.
Jenish and him should count. They're not really guests.
Oh, okay.
1,
I'm re-
2,
Special
Yeah.
guest.
3,
Special
4,
guest.
5. My counts. 6, 7. 7.
I think
8,
Kern was good.
9,
Yvonne was
10,
good. I think Armand was
11.
good.
I enjoyed most of them.
Think yeah. There's only
12.
1 or 2 that I was like, eh.
Which ones were those?
Don't want to disclose that information.
13,
I know which ones.
14, 15.
There's 2 that were like, whatever.
I think my favorite guest was Donald Trump.
I know. True. Was that your favorite internal?
Yes, 16. I think so. Dude,
That
we
was
had
a good one.
that was
bro.
a funny episode.
That was a
Except
funny episode, actually. That's a good one.
20, 21. Oh my God, you're right. I'm at 21 right now.
Yeah.
22, 23, 24,
Yeah. And the debate one's technically 2 people.
25. So does Donald Trump count as a guest?
No, bro.
Why not? I feel like you're discriminating.
You're barely a
against him.
Donald Trump right now?
7. No.
Oh.
28. Oh wow, we had a lot. 29.
We've had a lot of guests, bro.
Okay, hold on. Almost have a no. 29 guests.
But the debate one was 2.
Yeah, I count that.
You count that?
Yeah, 29. So if we count Jenish, 30.
30, yeah.
Jenish should count as a guest.
Now he should.
Now he's a guest now. He's relegated to guest.
He's
Sad.
moved. He's left us.
So yeah, 30. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, screw him for that, man. 30 guests. 30 guests. I like that number. 30 guests.
It's pretty
Wow,
good.
that's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
So your favorite one
That
was? You had to pick one.
I don't know. I don't know
You
if
don't
I
wanna
can
pick one?
Nah.
If I
We
had
had
to pick
few
my
good ones.
favorite guest this year, that I was like, wow, this is amazing conversation.
Yeah.
This was cool.
I think this year, bro, has been like a big buildup of how to podcast. I think that's what this year's really been about. Learning how to podcast, pick a conversation up quickly. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think that was a big struggle of ours in the beginning.
Really?
Picking the conversation up quickly.
Mm.
Like he was remember a lot of times it was boring half the first half. And the second half we're like, damn it, why couldn't have just started there?
Mm. Yeah, I think I have my answer.
Who is it?
My favorite guest was the therapist.
The therapist?
Yeah.
That was your favorite episode.
Maybe it's because I need therapy. That's why I enjoyed it. But it was good, man.
It was a good episode.
I really liked it because she asked us questions.
Yeah.
I think if you want to come on the Gen Z Speaks podcast and you want to be my favorite guest next year, you have to stop monologuing and like ask us cool questions too. Make it a conversation.
Yeah.
Don't make it a PSA. Because a lot
Yeah.
of people come on the podcast and they make it a PSA. They just like talk and talk and
Yeah.
talk and talk. Which is fine. If you're like
They
really
feel
entertaining.
it's an interview.
Yeah. But, I mean, it
That's what they
is.
feel.
It can be. Some comedians can just talk and talk, which is good.
Yeah.
But because they're funny, you know. There's
Yeah. I don't know if this is so much like I know kind of has because we have to get to learn the person. We know each other, so it doesn't have to be an interview with
Yeah.
us. But I don't think we're trying to make it an interview-esque style.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't
It's
think
supposed
it
to be
comes
open-ended
off.
questions, and we just
Yeah.
ask questions. They ask us, or we answer it.
Most of the time.
Jill Stein was a good podcast.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. That was the biggest podcast
The
of the year.
biggest pod, yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, how was your 2024, generally speaking?
The hardest year of my life, I think. One of the hardest
The hardest year of your life?
One of the hardest years. It has to be up there. 2024 was one of the hardest years of my life. Yeah, I think so.
Harder than 2012?
Oh, yeah. 2012 was a blast.
Really?
Yeah, I was a kid. I was living my life.
No,
man.
moving here.
2013 was one of the most beautiful years of my life. I moved to America. What do you
Was it
mean?
difficult?
It was difficult, but it was like amazing. I moved to America, bro.
No,
Yeah.
No, bro.
But that was a
Yeah.
huge thing. That was like I made it.
Yeah.
That's kind of a
Oh.
maiden moment. So I was like, wow, it doesn't
Okay.
get any better than this.
So this year was more difficult than moving to America?
Oh yeah. This was one of the hardest years of my life, man. So much happened.
Oh my god. What the heck?
Yes.
Okay.
What about you? How was it for you?
This year?
Yeah.
This year was, I think, a really good year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely wasn't the hardest year of my life.
There you go. He's like, this was one of the best years of my life. Was it one of your best years of your life? You can be honest. It's okay. It's not
think
gonna make
so.
me. Okay, so 2024, you bloody bastard. This was one of your best years of your life. This was one of the worst years of my life. Look at this. Tale of Two Cities.
No, bro. I mean, no, but that's the thing, dude. Life goes in cycles.
Yeah.
Like last year was a very, very difficult year for me, and I think you're in that cycle for 2024. But
Yeah.
life goes in cycles, dude. You have easy times, hard times, and it wasn't like an easy. I shouldn't say it was an easy. It was a good year. It was definitely a good year.
Yeah.
I think this year I was able to prove to myself that I'm not just like a hustler. I can be like a businessman. I could be like fall into where I want to be in life. We started this podcast full fledged. I think that was a beautiful thing. I traveled a lot. I feel like.
Oh yes, you did.
Yeah, you traveled a lot
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I did. Yeah.
There's a lot of travel. A lot of work, to be honest. This is probably the year that I've worked the most in my life. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, like consistently
12
12 hours. More some days, less some days, right? But consistently about 12-hour days. And I work 7 days a week.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away from this being like one of the most enjoyable years
Of your life.
of my life, yeah. I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes sense. There was beauties to my year, but it
Yeah.
was like a manic depressive year, you know,
Why?
where I had like moments where I was like, wow, life is amazing. Then I had moments where I was like, it doesn't get any worse than this. It was kind of like that. It's a roller coaster of journeys.
Okay.
Not that I was manic depressive. No, I'm a normal guy.
Are you?
But I felt like my feelings were like, wow, like this is amazing. And then there were times where I was like, wow, this is horrible.
Really?
Yeah. But it's okay. That's life.
Yeah, it is like
But this was especially one of those years where I didn't really consistently feel a certain kind of way. It was always different every day.
why? Do you know why?
Yeah, when you're trying to do something, because this year I really did pursue comedy a lot.
Yeah.
And comedy in the beginning is very like either hit or miss. You'll have days where you feel like you got this and days you feel like you don't. So
Right.
that's one of the reasons why. And also because of cricket. Similar journey.
It's very
Yeah. You have off days and you have on days.
Do you feel that way about the podcast?
Honestly, the podcast was a blessing because I enjoyed it. It didn't really.
Do
There's
you feel
sometimes,
pressure?
huh?
Do you feel pressure from this?
For the podcast posting, yes.
Posting.
Stupid posting. It's the most annoying thing in the world.
Yeah, posting.
Posting
is
every single. I did this last 2 weeks. I've been bad with
Yeah,
posting.
very inconsistent.
Yeah, but
I looked this morning.
yeah, but overall though, I think, yeah, posting was the only thing, and also sometimes you don't want to do the podcast, but you have to.
Yes.
But that's just with anything.
I always want to do the podcast. I
No,
would
you
do it every
don't.
single
No,
day.
you don't. No, you don't.
I would do it every single day.
No, you would not.
I would.
No, you would not do the podcast every single day.
I would do a podcast. every
Even
single day.
professional podcasters don't do it every single day.
Are you trying to compare me to Joe Rogan or something?
Yes, that's. Well, who do you want me to compare you to?
Matt Gutierrez.
Okay, that's a bet. Okay,
Thank you.
all right. We're not doing 7 podcasts ever.
I would do it. 365 episodes a year.
Should we do that next year? A
I'm down.
podcast a
Let's
day?
do it.
That's actually not possible because we're gonna be out of the country.
Quant.
We're having an episode on.
Yeah. We'll do it 7 days a week for 2 weeks.
That's just over. Like that's just we'll lose value because 2 I think is the perfect balance.
2 a week? You know,
One
it's tough,
internal.
bro. It's very tough.
How is that tough?
If we
What
did
do you have to
360
say to the world every day for 2 hours, bro?
Exactly what I'm thinking.
What?
Bro, that'd be the perfect, dude. That would be the perfect diary. Having a podcast every single day because we'll be able to look back every single day and see how our emotions played out.
We could do a time lapse. That would be cool. You could see yourself age in a year.
Yes.
365
That would be
days.
sick. You can see the days you're down.
But we
the
can
days
do
I'm
that right
down.
now with the episodes we have. That's a lot of stuff, you know.
Dude, my ear's fucked up right now.
73 episodes.
It
a
is, but
lot
that's
of-
not like 365 episodes.
Okay, what was the biggest lesson you learned this year?
Biggest lesson I've learned?
Okay, no, sorry, wrong question. Because that's like what one big lesson is hard
Yeah.
to pick. Give me like 5 lessons, 5 to 10.
You're putting me on the spot here.
Okay, I can start.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, this sounds pretty cool. Hold on, I wrote this down.
Oh my god. This sounds pretty cool.
No, it does. It's a cool line. I'll
Okay.
share it. I wrote it this morning or this afternoon.
Okay. This afternoon?
Yeah, like when I was in the car waiting for you guys.
Like 10 minutes ago? 20 minutes ago?
25 minutes. I was here 12:02. New year, new me.
I know. Good job, brother.
Oh yeah, watch this. Everyone has a backstory. Don't forget yours. Wow. That's actually pretty cool, man.
That's pretty good. What made you
That's
think
one
of that?
lesson, huh?
Who made you think of that?
I feel like I have this tendency of like just people pleasing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're laughing because of other things right now.
I farted.
Yes, thanks for acknowledging. If you ever see this
You
guy
have a
laughing,
tendency of people pleasing?
I think so. It's like a lot. It happens. I mean, I worked on it, but sometimes, even in that having that characteristic, you sometimes lose sight that everybody has a backstory to them. Like they're also going through struggles and emotions, and when you want like empathy, you lose sight of that. So it's important to recognize that they have a backstory,
Yeah.
but then you also have a backstory.
How did you realize or recognize that you're a people pleaser?
It just hit me. One day I woke up and I was like, damn.
No, bro. Seriously.
Seriously, people, my family noticed that. I think my parents told me
Really?
that. I would say, yeah. My dad especially.
What did he say?
He was like, you have a tendency to people please. He's right. I do think that is
How did that come
that's not a
about, though?
problem though. I don't know. He's seen me growing up, bro. He's
Well,
my
I'm
dad.
curious. Walk us through the situation because
Well,
people
okay,
are
so-
hearing this. Like,
yeah.
You're giving like little here, there, but it doesn't. It's not cohesive. Tell us what happened,
There's not one incident. He's told me that multiple times.
or the converse, or you
Just
know what I'm saying.
I think sometimes I think about others a lot more than I should be, if that makes sense. You know, like the thing is I try to basically act like not a savior, but like as like a guy who can help them figure everything out, sort of thing. I have this tendency.
Captain
At least in my
Sabo.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I've worked on this a lot, so I'm way better now. But you know, the originations of the
But that's
line.
from where it's from.
Everyone has a backstory. Don't forget yours, because then you lose sight of your own backstory.
Yes.
That's not to say be selfish. I think it's balance. Everyone has a backstory. Don't forget yours. You're acknowledging both sides of the coin. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Yes, that's one lesson.
Okay, what's the next one?
Oh Lord.
Since our quant is gone and the camera set can't switch on their own right now.
Oh yeah, I'm on the. Okay, the next one is. Oh, this is pretty cool too.
This is pretty cool.
You can't outwork God's timing. Put in the work and have faith in Him. Can't outwork God's
Why are you
timing.
looking at me like that, bro?
I'm expecting an expression in awe of what I just said. I'm expecting that.
One more time.
You can't outwork God's timing. I think I saw this somewhere. I won't take full credit for this.
That one I've heard.
Yeah, you can't
in
outwork
different
God's.
words, but
Yeah,
yeah,
my words are the best ones though.
probably. It's probably pretty good.
Put in the work and have faith in Him. Yeah, we've
I
all heard
agree.
this. All these things that I wrote down, we know this, but this is what stuck out to me this year.
Okay.
Yeah. Also,
Why do you try to outwork God's timing?
Hmm?
Do you try to outwork God's
no,
timing?
you forget about that. It's not like I try to.
yeah.
You try to like outwork, but then if it's not,
Not meant to be right now.
yes, it's not gonna happen. You can't
Yeah.
outwork your way to that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I did this for cricket a lot. Like, oh my god, I'm just gonna outwork. I'm just gonna bowl 140 in 4 months. You can't do that. You
Yeah.
can't outwork. That's not. You know,
Yeah. Kobe's path isn't everybody's path.
Kobe's been. I mean, yeah, you can carve your own path. Kobe didn't become good in 4 months though, man. Man was playing basketball since he was.
But he shot 1,000 free throws a day or something crazy, right?
I think so. He shot the basketball a lot.
I heard yesterday. I think Steph Curry shoots 500 3-pointers a day.
500, probably, maybe. I don't know.
That's pretty crazy.
I don't know what the training looks like for a basketball athlete.
The what?
I don't know what the training looks like for
The
a
training?
basketball athlete.
You think it's more difficult than cricket?
It's not comparable. Every I have so much respect for all athletes
For
except
all
golf.
athletes?
Except golf, not a
Oh my
sport.
god,
not a-
John Daly, get on this boy's ass.
Okay, you know what? Golf is. I was thinking about this the other day. I actually have a little bit of more respect because I'm thinking about how are you swinging the ball 300 yards? That's pretty impressive.
It's insane, bro.
That's kind of crazy.
yes.
Yeah, that's that. I will give credit. So if that's a really big part of golf,
Thank you.
maybe I will give you some credit. That requires
you.
a little bit of ability. Yes. Can you do it 300 yards?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Not consistently, but yeah, I've hit definitely over 3.
300 yards. That's 3 football fields. That's kind of crazy. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
impressive. Yeah, every athlete, man.
nice.
I have a lot of respect for athletes now.
So I don't think I have any specific lessons. Like I don't have any one-liners like you that sounds like God's word straight from the Bible.
Of course you don't.
Not
not
the
from the-
Quran, from the Bible.
It's not from the Bible. Maybe it is. I'm sure it talks about that. Tell me, give me
Um,
something, a lesson or 2 or 3.
I think you shouldn't be afraid to take on new opportunities. And that's one thing I've learned this year. I think a lot of people, you get very comfortable in like whatever success that you're laying in, whether it is successful or not. And opportunities can present themselves and you won't necessarily take the opportunity because you feel like you're good where you are. Or it could be worse. Or you already went through the hardship, so why should you do it again? I'll just use the example of the warehouse. That's exactly, I think. I wasn't like, I didn't think it was going to get messed up. What happened?
Just realized the lights are off.
Oh.
No, all the
Oh.
lights are off.
Oh, yeah, all the lights are off. Is the lighting okay?
Does it look good?
It's fine.
It's fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good. I did
Yeah.
not realize that
I
either.
didn't
We haven't done
realize.
a pod in a week. That's
Yeah.
what happens.
No, more than that.
More than a week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a week and a half.
Yeah.
Procedures, bro.
Shoot. Okay, well, anyway. What was it? Oh, I was on about the warehouse.
You were talking about accepting new opportunities and not being afraid
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So especially when, like, okay, for example, when I was saying last year was a difficult time, it's because everything was very uncertain, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was not a lot of certainty in what I was doing. I just knew I didn't want to be working a 9-to-5 job, and so I didn't like my boss, so I quit, and I had no idea what I was going to do. I stumbled upon an opportunity, took the opportunity somehow. I got another opportunity to get a warehouse, right? Home Depot gave me an opportunity to buy from them. I got an opportunity being 22 to get a warehouse, and I took the opportunities. And it was not easy for the first few months. And it worked out, right? But I went through some hardship, right? And so this year comes along, and I was in a good position. I didn't have to get another warehouse. I could have just laid back, worked, I mean, the longer you do something, the less amount of time it requires because you learn procedures and processes. So I could have just chilled out in Pico Rivera, right, and had the smaller warehouse and been good. But another opportunity presented itself to get this one. right? And it's like, why not? That was the end question. It was like, why shouldn't I do this? Because it might not work out. Honestly, I wasn't very worried about this not working out, this warehouse. That wasn't the worry. The strain to me was knowing that I was going to have to put in a lot more work here than I was going to have to put in there. Just because it costs more being here, right? It costs me probably another $12,000 a month to do this warehouse right instead. So the thing is, even though you know life is going to be a little more difficult if you take another opportunity on or you accept something else, just do it anyway and do it to the best of your abilities and just don't stop your growth. Just keep going.
You took a leap of faith.
Yeah.
And you feel fulfilled?
I feel more fulfilled. I think that this warehouse, what this one has, for just in the stage of the business I'm in, right? It's been a little over a year and a few months. What's this guy doing, bro?
He's fixing the angle. It's fine.
What the stage of the stage that I'm at in business right now is where I've realized the true opportunity of time, where I can be in the next 5 years. I didn't really know where I could have been like last year this time. I didn't know where this business could take me. Now that I'm here and I'm doing this, I know in 2 years the plan. I already know the plan. I know where the end goal is with this type of business, right?
That's really good.
And so it's when you take more risk, for some reason there's more reward, but things get easier when you take on more risk and you succeed in it.
Things get easier when you take risks.
I think so.
Why do you think so?
I think your life just becomes, you feel more comfortable.
When you take risks. Is it because your mind is at ease that at least you did it?
Exactly.
It's not like bugging you, oh, come on, you can do this.
Exactly.
You're like, I just did it.
If you wish you did something, you're never going to be comfortable. You're going to be like, oh, dude, how many people have you talked to in their middle age, in their 40s, 50s, are like, I had this idea, but...
Yeah, all the time.
I was thinking about doing this, or...
That gives me a lot of anxiety when I hear
that person did something that I had the idea about 20 years ago. I've had so many conversations with people like this.
Yeah.
And that's life, because people are they're just afraid to take risks, right? They'd rather idealize their ideas and depictions and, oh, I am this perfect human because I've actually never done anything, right? So in my brain, because I've never failed, I am perfect.
That's a good line you said. People idealize their ideas.
Yeah.
That's cool. There you go. You have a one-liner, man.
People idealize.
That's a cool line. People idealize their ideas.
They do.
They do, yes.
People are... And
a lot of people do. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. That's just how people are in general.
They idealize their ideas?
Yeah.
I actually think, I would argue some people don't. A lot of people don't.
Oh,
they just don't believe
their ideas?
They're just like, oh, this is stupid. What am I? And they don't realize what they're thinking of is actually a really good idea. They just don't have high self-esteem. You know? They might have a really good idea, but they're like, nah. That's because of self-esteem issues. Because they haven't taken that risk that you were talking about. It's good, man. I think you brought up a good point. When you start to take more risks, you do feel stressed, yes, but at least at the back of your mind, you're like, this is the journey. At least I'm doing it.
Right.
You know, if you fail a day or two, it's okay. Get back up and get better.
Yeah, exactly.
At least you're in that journey. At least you have a warehouse. At least you have that business.
Yeah,
You could have been in the garage thinking about, oh, well, I could have just done the warehouse 2 years ago, but you did it.
Exactly.
And now you just have to adapt to new challenges.
That's the key, dude. You adapt. You suck it up. You suck up the now for the hope for later.
Yeah, that's good, man. There you go.
I think that's one thing I learned this year. Another thing. It's another thing that I learned this year.
What's the biggest business lesson you learned? Or it doesn't have to be one. It can be a couple.
Okay.
Something that really stood out.
People are always in it for themselves.
People are always in it for themselves. There you go. Line number 2.
Yeah.
Okay. People are always in it for themselves. It's a very controversial line to say. Why do you say that?
It's just the truth. It doesn't matter if they have good intentions at heart. At the end of the day in business, whether it's a customer, whether it's a B2B sale, like to another business, what's the reason they're buying from you? because they need something, because they want something, right?
Mm.
And so, just example being, right? My whole business is I sell at discounted rates than a Home Depot, a Target, and Amazon does, right? Just because I have secondhand product, or I have product that's on the dark side of retail. That's something I've realized.
What does that mean, dark side, for people who don't know?
Liquidation is the dark side of retail or e-commerce. It's the piece it's the stuff that nobody wants. It's the stuff that nobody will take. And so guys like me have to figure out how to make money off of it. That's basically what it is, right? It's a dark side. And so the whole business model is I get it for very cheap and I can sell it at a discounted rate, as opposed to Target or Home Depot or Amazon, right? Even though I'm already selling at 30 to 50% off retail,
Yeah.
people are always going to cry. Well, why can't you just give it to me for $10 less? How is it going to hurt you? That's not the point. The point is, the point of the business isn't, another $10 isn't going to hurt me. That's not the point. The point is, I'm already assisting you. I'm assisting you in a discount. Why wouldn't you go buy it from Target? I always ask people, well, if you're going to complain, why don't you go to Home Depot or Target? And then they always ignore the question. The answer is because they don't want to pay full price, right? But they're always going to complain more. They're always in it for themselves. They'd rather hurt me. And I'm a small business, right? It's just me working here. And realistically, a $10 hit to me is worse off than a $10 purchase to them because they're already getting it at a discount. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know. That makes sense.
So they're already getting a win, but they want more of a win just because I'm a small-time business owner.
So do you find that haggling is a big part of your job?
Haggling is my job.
That is your job?
Yeah.
Why don't you just make this a no haggling place? It's like with your
It
business.
just won't work.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have to haggle.
You have to haggle.
You have to compromise.
You have to compromise. Yeah.
When do you stop haggling? When you're like, okay, this is just
When I don't like the
ridiculous?
person. Even if it's a big deal. If I don't like the person, I won't sell to them.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So let's say I'm buying a pallet
Yeah.
and it's a mediocre pallet,
Yeah.
right? But you love me. Like I walk in, you're like, dude, this is a dope person. You'll give me a way better deal than somebody
Not
who
a
walks,
way better deal,
but a better deal.
but I have noticed this about myself.
Really?
If the person is cordial, if they're cool, I won't give them in my head, whether it's a deal or not, I
Yeah.
won't have the stigma against them.
Ah.
But if the person comes in and they're like kind of entitled,
You'll be like, no.
I'm gonna fight for the extra $10 for the example. But if it's a person, they're like, wow, this is a cool thing, or like they're just genuinely a nice person. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, I actually can't afford the extra $10, and this is the reason why. I'll be cool because that's not the point. The $10 doesn't help nor benefit me, right? It's the principle of it, and the principle of it is, oh my god, my voice is fucked, huh? Has it progressively gone worse?
Yeah, it's okay though. It's okay.
Well,
You want water?
we
He'll
don't
get
have
you
any
some
water.
No, get my water. Water.
Fuck, thank you.
Just water drop though. A waterfall. I said water drop. Yeah, have it. There you go. That's a really good lesson though, bro. In business, you have to be charming. You have to be likable. Because if you're not likable, you're literally losing out on money.
I think in life, you have to be charming. Just with whatever it is.
Specifically in business too. I mean, if somebody walks in and they're
Yeah.
likable, you'll give them a better deal.
Yeah. Crazy,
Yeah.
right?
That's what they teach you in sales, just be likable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have sales breath.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's the biggest thing, dude. It's like I don't have sales breath anymore because now I'm considered a supplier, right? So there's only so many pallet places there are in LA, right? So eventually somebody's gonna have to come back to me. So it's not. I have people that I don't like that I sell pallets. This is a B2B thing. My value proposition is customer service, dude. That is my biggest thing with pallet dudes. Customer service, transparency. I'm not saying every single purchase you're going to buy is going to be perfect. I never told anybody that. But I'm going to help however I can. If you tell me, hey, this was a fucked pallet, I'll say, hey, come back. Let me give you some product that I have laying around so you can at least break even. I always do that for people. But I urge anybody to go to any other pallet place buy something from them and then go say, hey, something's wrong.
Mm.
They won't even answer the fucking phone. Okay. This is how I've realized that everyone's really in it for themselves, because especially if it's B2B, you rely on each other.
Mm-hmm.
They rely on me for their supply and
Mm.
I rely on them for their business.
Mm.
Okay. If they go out and sell and then they come back and complain, even though I help them, and then they still complain, then that's not good business. There's
Mhm.
not a good business relationship.
Mhm.
They're just selfish people, and they think that I need them because they're buying from me.
Mm.
And so that's just something I've definitely realized. Everyone's just in it for themselves, and it's made this type of this business isn't for everyone. If you don't have thick skin and you're not able to say no to people, you can't do this, dude. It's very difficult because this is a final sale industry. Sometimes it happens. People buy shit. I always allow people to open products up in the warehouse. Once it's gone, it's gone. That's final sale. But a lot of times people will be like, no, it's okay. I don't need to open it. Okay, don't open it. Go on your way.
That's on you.
That's on you. That's what I tell them. It's final sale. Okay. And they'll call me 20 minutes later. I'm like, dude, I don't know what happened on the way home. I don't know what happened if you're trying to install the product.
Yeah.
It's final, so I don't have any warranty, right?
They should open the box.
They should open the
That's
box.
just stupid not to do
It is very stupid. If
Yeah.
I'm telling you not to, and I have a knife in my hand, telling you open the box,
Yeah.
and you're saying no, I'm sorry, but that's not on me. In the beginning, that was super difficult for me to do, bro. I felt so bad in the beginning.
Really?
I felt
Did
really,
you ever return
really bad.
anything ever?
I think like once,
Once?
maybe because it was like a neighbor or just somebody that that
Mm.
was cool, or like I had an actual relationship with.
Mm.
But regular customer, no, I can't. Like
Yeah.
I'm literally burning myself.
You'll lose money.
Yeah, I will lose money.
Mm.
But you have to. I mean, it wasn't easy in the beginning, but you learn. And something that's helped me learn is people all the time. I'm cool with them, and they say, "Oh, like I give them a discount." They buy and they're like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna come back and buy from you all the time." How often does that happen? It doesn't, because
Rarely.
very rare, very rare. The business will continue happening, but it's very rare will somebody will continuously, just as a what's the word, a B2C customer, which is basically just a customer buying a product, not like a recurring
Yeah.
theme. Very rarely will they come back. Like somebody buying, for example, a sink or a faucet, they're not going to come back and buy a door. They're not going to come back and buy a tub and this and that and that. It's very rare it's going to happen. But everybody says it, and they're lying to me. They're straight up lying to me, knowing that they won't necessarily come back to me. They will go to the guy who has the best deal.
Mm. Do you have competition in LA?
Oh yeah,
Really?
there's competition.
There's
in this
pallet
field.
warehouses that exist?
Yeah.
Exactly like this.
Or bigger, a lot bigger.
Really?
Yeah,
Have you ever went
Yeah.
to them? You've been to them?
yeah.
What did it feel like to be there?
Insane. There's
Really?
these guys. Everybody knows these guys. I forgot their name though. But they have a 200,000 square foot warehouse in LA. 200,000 square feet.
Exactly the model you're doing. Like kind of similar.
Only pallet sales though. No individual pieces.
So you do individual pieces.
I do
too.
individual pieces. So they do truckloads and they do pallets.
Well, it probably doesn't make sense for them to do individual pieces, right?
No, there's just too many.
There's just so many, yeah.
There's just so much, dude.
200,000 square feet? Where is this?
This is like literally.
Actually, don't give them publicity. That's
So
fine.
on the it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm nowhere near competition to them, but off the 105 somewhere. But yeah, they're insanely large, dude, and they just kill it. I think they do a lot of like overseas sales
And there one on the 5 too.
on the 5.
The one you had me go.
Oh yeah, they're not as big as them though. These guys are conglomerate. These are monsters right here.
Mm,
Yeah.
interesting. So what's this life lesson? You said 2 good business lessons.
Yeah.
People idealize ideas. Well, was that a life lesson or business lesson? I guess that's a life
It's a
lesson.
life lesson, I think. Huh?
Okay, so business lesson was people are in it for themselves.
People are
What's a life lesson you learned? Another one. You already said one.
a business.
No, like a life
a
lesson.
life. Sorry.
Besides business.
So I mean, I don't know if this is a lesson. This is something I think I struggle with.
Mm.
I guess it's 2 parts, and it's something I struggle with that I try to work on. 2 things. It's sacrificing for the future. Semicolon, live for the present.
Sacrificing for the future.
Yeah.
Semicolon. living in the present,
Living for the live for the present.
living for the present.
Yeah.
Okay, sacrificing for the future.
And that's because it's the statement's contradictory. That's the issue.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say. Are you saying, in order to live for the present, you have to sacrifice for the future?
No, the statement is just it's literally a.
So there's no arrow. There's no cause and effect.
There's no cause and effect. It's just a strict oxymoron.
Hmm.
That's all it is. It's a strict oxymoron because I feel like I need to do both. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to sacrifice for the future.
Hmm.
Like I said, in 2 years, there's a plan set out, and in order to get to that plan, I have to sacrifice. But then there's also something in me telling me that I'm gonna be 26 by that time, and I've lost 2 years of things that I enjoy doing myself. I enjoy myself doing. And so that's just something. It's just an oxymoron that's very difficult for me because I don't have an issue with sacrificing for the future, but the big issue is I don't feel like I'm gonna live a life the next year and a half. If that makes sense.
But you have travel plans. You'll take breaks.
I have way less travel plans this year.
Only one?
You
The
know,
Europe one in the summer?
That's the only thing that I have in my head right now.
In the summer, in the
Yeah.
Europe. Locked in. Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you feel like if somebody lives by that statement, sacrificing for the future, live for the present,
Yeah.
they're actually living in the now? Or are they constantly thinking about the future? Because how can you do both? You're right.
You
It's
can't do both.
contradictory.
Yeah. You can't do both.
So is that why there's a semicolon there?
Yes, exactly. There's a constant back and forth.
Mm.
And that's something.
It's a tug of war.
It's a tug of war. And I think my tug of war will end. Right now, I'm living the former, right? Sacrificing for the future. That's something that I'm just doing right now,
Uh-huh.
right? And because in my opinion, 2 years from now, I won't have to have that contradictory statement. I'll be able to live for the present, mostly, right? Mostly. But again, there's no guarantee I'm gonna live tomorrow. I could definitely die on the way home.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And then it's like, okay, should I have just gone to fucking Peru? Should I have just sold the business and just traveled, right? But
Yeah.
we don't know. We just don't know. So we just make the best decisions we can in the moment we live in, and go with it.
Yeah. Life is short. People forget that. You
Yeah.
never know what might happen to you. Interesting. So in 2 years, you want to be able to get rid of that semicolon.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
So you want to make it, what would the line be then in 2 years, God willing?
Just, I guess one word: freedom. That's it.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Oh my God. Okay, interesting. So this phrase is in your head as like a motivation. You're aware
Yeah.
that you're sacrificing for the future and you're not living in the present. But you're doing that to get freedom
Yes.
at 26.
Yes.
You're chasing freedom.
Yes.
Would you say you're chasing freedom?
I am chasing freedom, bro.
You're chasing freedom.
I'm chasing freedom.
Wow. That's actually really cool. Okay, that's fascinating. That's a good way to look at it, things.
Yeah.
People might not agree with you. but
Right.
yeah, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. And I don't even know if it's for me. It's just the best decision that I can make in the current moment. That's it.
Given what you know,
Yeah, given what I know,
the resources you have,
Yeah,
this is what you've arrived at.
this is the decision that I'm making. Who knows? By 26, it could all go to shit.
That's so sick. Thinking of life in terms of a sentence and then holding yourself to a semicolon, but then you're like, I'm gonna get rid of the semicolon and just put freedom.
Fuck, dude.
You know, we should put that somewhere on this wall. That's actually badass. That's so cool. I want to put that in a movie somewhere.
What? That line?
Yeah, just thinking about things, but then you're like, okay, there's a semicolon in there, but I'm gonna get rid of the semicolon,
Yeah.
and then one word, freedom. That's so dope. Maybe in my head, I'm idealizing this idea.
No, it does sound sick. Actually.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
does, now that I'm thinking about it. Thank you.
A lesson I learned also.
Yeah.
Another life lesson I learned is finding the funny in everything. This year I think was cognizant of this.
Oh, that?
Finding the funny in everything. Jamie Foxx talked about this in a special. Have you saw it a little bit?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
He says this one line. He says, if I could stay funny,
Yeah.
I can stay alive. when he was in a
I
coma.
love that, dude.
Yeah, he was like, if I can stay funny, I can stay
I
alive.
fucking love that.
Yeah.
This year was your year for that?
For me, I not alive because he was talking in medical
No,
terms.
no, but like
For
the
me,
funny.
that was I think the inspiration from like finding the funny in everything. You have to,
Yeah.
because if you do, that's the only way you'll have energy. Was it you who sent me this reel from Ty Lopez? Don't like Ty Lopez as much, but you sent me something. Was it you who said people who have high levels of energy tend to be more successful? Was it you or I
might
just
have.
found it?
We sent a lot of reels.
Okay, I find it. I think I found this on TikTok actually. He was
Okay.
saying this: people who have high levels of energy
Yeah.
tend to be more successful. And I was thinking about this. Hold on a second. He's actually so right.
He is, yeah.
Because if you have energy, you attract,
Yeah.
right? When you don't have energy, people are not attracted towards you. I'm
Right.
not talking romantically at all. I'm just talking
You're just not
in
charismatic
life.
person.
Yeah. So you need to have a high level of energy most of the time.
Yes.
You
the
just
likable
have to.
people are the ones that
Yeah.
have this positivity about them, right?
And how do you
aura.
do that? You have to find the funny in everything.
I agree.
That's the only way to have a
I
high level
agree.
of energy. Otherwise, you can't. You
Yeah.
actually can't. I would argue it's actually impossible to do that unless you're a really good actor.
Yeah.
Just method acting your way through
No,
life,
no, bro.
which is not the most.
If you can genuinely
Yeah.
find life funny,
Yeah.
dude, life becomes so much more. See this. I agree with you, bro. I learned this. I thought about this a lot. This was 2020 though, during COVID.
Yeah.
This is the year I learned that. Like, fuck, let go and just like laugh. Like life is just funny, dude. I think we talked about this in 2021. Like life as a tragedy versus a comedy. Remember when we wrote Deuces in what 2021, right?
2022.
Or 2022?
And literally this year, 2 years ago.
This year, 2 years ago?
Oh wow.
This
It's been
month, 2 years
3
ago? Okay.
And you're texting
Maybe it was
somebody.
this.
Yeah, it was 2 years
Whatever.
ago.
But remember we were talking about
Yeah.
life as a comedy versus a tragedy?
Mm.
And we were talking
Yeah.
about like I forgot somebody's life. We're like definitely a tragedy right now. Or definitely a comedy right now.
Mm.
And so but anyway,
Yeah, we were.
that's something I realized I think in 2020. If you just dude, the most enjoyable most people that are enjoy life are the ones that are just able to laugh.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
If you can laugh at life, then nothing can really hurt you. Right? I think that's why comedians really do comedy. That's just their escape.
Yeah. Maybe they're chasing that feeling
Yeah.
of constant laughter. But it's not really that as a comedian. It's kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
It's only a handful of moments, and then most of life is
Right.
kind of dark. Yeah. I don't
Most
know.
of
I don't
life-
know most comedians, but I'm just from what I've seen. Yeah.
You said most of life is dark?
No, for comedians, I think. For struggling comedians.
Yeah.
I'm saying struggling because Dave Chappelle's having a blast, I'm sure. Maybe not. I don't know.
I think they live in deep, dark thoughts, bro. I think comedians are really smart people.
They're observant.
Yeah.
They
Well,
observe. I think a comedian's job is to really observe everything.
That's a good point.
You just observe everything. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're
yeah.
sitting like this. Why are you sitting like this? Why is your
Yeah.
elbow like this? Why are you wearing a beanie? Why do you sound like that? Like every single little thing that
Yeah.
most people don't have the time to notice.
Right.
The luxury of a comedian, I think, is you have the time to observe all the little things that people miss, and then when you talk about them, people are like, "Oh my god, I thought about that," but
You have the
dang.
time? You think so?
huh? Not
I don't think it's time because
in the beginning. You don't. In the beginning, no. I'm talking about I'm talking
Oh,
I'm not
gotcha.
on the stage. I'm
Okay.
talking off the stage.
Yeah,
That's the job of a comedian, to be observant of the world. All
Yeah.
the little things.
that's a good one.
That's how you make material. And then when you talk about it, people are like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes, this is exactly what I've noticed too, but I just didn't have the words to say what this guy is saying, and he's making it funny. Oh my god,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to another show in another city."
that's right.
Yeah.
So, wow. So before, the path of a comedian was going out on stage, making people laugh, and eventually making enough people laugh so you could have your own show, essentially.
No, back in the day, it was just getting noticed at comedy clubs, hoping somebody would notice you.
Who's gonna notice you?
Bookers, bigger comedians that come, they'll take you on the road.
So even the bigger comedians, though, like how do they get to that level? Because there was no internet or anything like that.
That's how you get noticed. I think comedy really started. Actually, I'm not a comedy historian, but it really started with Charlie Chaplin, I think. Like as a
40s?
medium, yeah. But stand up is a very new thing. Stand up started, I think, in the late 70s
That's
or
fair.
70s, I think.
These are the modern day jesters.
Yeah, this is a very new profession,
Yeah, true.
relatively. So we're at a really all-time high in comedy. So
It
many-
is, huh?
Yeah.
It's the peak right now, I think.
So I think Yudi talked about this with me off the podcast. He was saying it's gotten harder because all the top comedians are making 99% of the money,
Yes.
and the smaller comedians are not making anything.
Yeah.
So either you make money or you don't make money at all. Because
Right.
it used to be there were like these local comedians that could make a decent living. You know.
We talked about this on a podcast.
Yeah. I think we did, right? Yeah.
And you were saying, oh, they can make like 80. But I don't see how.
Like a local comedian.
Yeah.
They would have to tour. Yeah. If
But
they tour.
even that, but, and that was my
Mhm.
point. Even if you're touring, eventually you're gonna gain momentum, right? If you're touring a big comedian.
Yeah.
So it's either yes or no,
Yeah.
black or white.
Yeah. I think social media has saturated things where you really have to be extremely funny. I think. I don't know if there's any room for mediocrity. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't know.
it's
I don't
either
think
you're, I don't know. Maybe it's actually, I don't know. Regardless, I do
Yeah.
think if you want to be a comedian today, you can definitely do it. There's a pathway.
There's
can
a
try.
path.
You can try things. It's just hard,
Yeah.
but you can try it.
There's a huge saturation, dude,
Yeah. There's.
of everything. Right?
Wait.
Everything artsy.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I was thinking about this yesterday when I was driving. I don't remember where, but it's always been like this.
Mhm.
Like throughout the history of the world, there's certain professions when people achieve success on,
Yeah.
people start replicating that,
Yes.
and then it becomes saturated.
Yes.
And then there's newer avenues. There's more niches. It's a cycle that's been going on
That's
for
right,
thousands of
yeah.
years. Gold. Remember like the gold rush?
Yeah. Yeah.
People found gold. Everybody flocks to
Right.
California, to
Absolutely.
the west. It's
So,
the story of mankind.
but the winners are the ones that are able to
Carve their
disrupt.
own path.
Right.
Yeah, you have to be disruptive. Yes. Very good
That's
word.
the word. Yeah.
Kathy Wood uses this. You have to
Yeah,
be
it's-
disruptive.
it's a great
Disruptive
word,
technology. Yeah. Yeah, you have to be a disruptive comedian. Yes. In order to make it in 2025, you'll have to be a disruptive comedian. You're just new. You're like, what?
That's a difficult thing, bro.
It's very hard
To create your own art, essentially.
because you have to get
Not your-
constant.
Not your own art. You have to create new art, period. That nobody's seen before.
It doesn't have to be that because all art is just 12 notes. I didn't say
Oh,
this.
I see what you're saying.
Lady,
Yeah.
you know that movie,
Yeah,
A
it's
Star Is
fair.
Born?
Yes.
He said all the art is 12 notes and it's the artist's rendition of those 12 notes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sam Elliott, great lines. Great actor, great
Great actor.
voice.
Yeah.
What else do you want to say before we end the podcast?
What was your favorite place to travel this year?
This year, I will say Japan, man.
Japan?
I'm now starting to think back.
Yeah.
Because so much things happen in my life. I'm gonna go to the cafe and really just sit and think and write. Because
Hollows?
to process the year, yeah. I think everybody should. I do for the last 3 years or 2 years. I've been doing that.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, huh?
I already did mine.
You already did yours? Is your mic on?
Yeah.
What was your processing like?
My recap.
Yeah.
I like to divide mine into quarters.
Okay.
So
Like financial quarters, Q1, Q2.
Q1, Q1. Yeah.
Okay.
But, you know,
Okay.
like,
And you've done this every quarter? Or you
no,
thought
I
back?
just like to think back in quarters,
Oh.
so it organized.
What was your biggest takeaway? Get closer to the mic a little.
My biggest takeaway for this year, it was very steady to exponential.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
In terms of like challenges, new experiences, and adjustments I have to take to, survive. But all in all, it was good. Thankful to have be given another year, of course. It's always a blessing,
Yeah.
regardless of what you experience. Very thankful for you guys to getting me in this pod, working with y'all. I was gonna ask before we end the pod if we could have a vision board, but with pod, it's like what our next goals are gonna be.
Yeah, we
We
should.
should.
Gonna happen
Yeah.
on the pod episode itself. So
Oh, make it on the pod.
yeah, I mean, right now, like say what we want to do, so it's on the
Oh.
pod.
Oh man, that's actually good. Yeah. Okay.
I think we should podcast episode on that.
Another episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just have one angle, just the master, and we're all doing it.
Okay.
The whole pod episode.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
We can
Yeah.
get
Well, that's
started.
That's interesting.
we need
See,
ideas.
disruptive.
Yeah. So we can do this. That can be the first episode or the second episode of 2025.
Yeah.
because this will be the first episode of
Yeah.
2025.
Is it actually?
It's
Yeah.
basically like New Year resolution for the pod.
Yeah.
Basically.
We can do that.
For us as a group. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
I'm thankful for you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for the podcast,
Thank you,
man.
Quant.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to Mr. G
Thank
for
you,
the space.
Mr. A.
guys, for this-
Wouldn't
yeah,
be
big
possible.
space, yeah.
Yeah, this is a dope spot. We wouldn't be able to do this podcast if it wasn't for this warehouse. And then if you weren't there, we wouldn't be able to handle all the technology. I think honestly, we would have stopped like midway.
If we didn't have,
If we had
Quant,
constant tech issues,
Yeah.
bro, we would be annoyed.
we would be.
We would need somebody.
Yeah.
Everything works out.
Biggest struggle. Yeah. Everything works out.
Wait, can I say one last thing?
Yeah.
Bro, I actually wrote this down and this connects to what we're talking about.
Okay, please. Just read us everything that you've written right there. Everything.
Not everything. Okay, so
Everything, bro.
when you really want something in life and put in the work for it consistently, God will put people in your life and make things happen for you. It's not manifestation, it's God's grace guiding you.
Mm,
I hate when people say manifest. Like that's
yeah.
it's no, the universe doesn't exist without God. Like it's God that's helping you.
It's God's will.
Cuz we wanted to do the podcast, God put Russ in our life.
Yeah.
You called him. We called him one day, remember? We were trying to
Yeah.
figure things out and he came over and then it just took off
It
from
worked
there.
out.
We always wanted to do this in person, so it happened.
Right.
God made it happen. We
That's
put in
right.
the work, and
Well,
God will
actually,
make
he
it
called me,
happen.
like weeks prior, like, hey, you're done, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And I said, yeah.
Oh, weeks prior. Damn. Okay.
Yeah. It's ahead, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
Put in a week, a day, 2 days, a week.
There you go, man. We got to keep at it. This is just the beginning. This is like literally like
This is-
1%. Not even. I think it's the 1%. I'll say that in our
This is
podcasting
year one,
journey.
dude. Yeah.
It's not even year one yet, fully.
Oh
3
yeah,
more
we're
months.
we're 9 month 9.
Nine
Dude, we're a
months.
fucking baby.
9 months.
They call me Baby Matt.
9 months in,
We
man.
just got pushed out the womb right now.
Yeah, Baby Z.
Oh wow, yeah, we were just born. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing, human? How you doing, podcasting human?
We're barely learning to talk right now and walk.
Talk. We're barely opening our eyes.
No, 9
9 months
9
in. Like imagine we're just born.
Yeah, 9 months.
Yeah, I was just born today. Think about it.
No, bro. We're
when
not
you're just born,
conceived-
I'm looking.
We weren't conceived 9 months ago. The idea was conceived
Oh,
when
this analogy is going off the rails.
we were born 9 months ago.
Imagine if somebody's just tuning into the podcast right now. They just skipped everything to get to the last part. They're like, what?
Get the watch time.
No, dead ass though. We're walking right now and talking right now. We're saying hi, or not even hi, mama, papa. That's it.
9 months, yeah.
All right. This is a good note. Good podcast. Goodbye.
Happy New Year.
In the next year.
Happy New Year. Be grateful for your health.